So how FADA is helping or guiding its dealers and DPs, dealer principals, to success in this business? Automobile business nowadays is a very challenging business due to the high input cost and the manpower cost, rental cost. So dealers are struggling. So how FADA is helping its or guiding its dealers for the success of business in this industry? Current day scenario, due to the pandemic, market has also come down, and if you take the dealers, the investment cost is very high, they are paying the interest also high, manpower cost is high. In this scenario, if you're a person starting a car dealership business or a two-wheeler dealership business in nowadays in India or any part of the states, so whether he will succeed in the market?
Today, the demand is not an issue, but the supply is an issue. The overheads and the manpower cost is a big issue along with interest cost. But I feel if a person has chosen the manufacturer judicially, the place judicially, and is made a project report with actual figures and not what OEMs normally exaggerate and tell you a market of 50, they'll say you'll sell 100. So if a person who is entering a dealership judicially finds out what the actual market is and invests around to that, this is a business where if you are genuine, if you have your funds, you will never fail. Maybe it will take your time, maybe a 1 year later, 2 year later to come back or see the market. But this is a business.
Big players like TVS and related to them also in South Tamil Nadu, they have closed the dealership. If TVS is a giant in automobile industry, they are having enough funds. Crores and crores of funds they are having. So these people, why they are quitting? So because you have told that the funds is not a problem, but these people are having a very good funds source of finance. So why these people are quitting from the automobile business?
See, in India, basically these dealerships are more father and son stores, a family stores. So if you count 100 dealerships, you will find only 10-15 dealerships is controlled by a corporate. The majority of dealership
relationship between OEM and dealership or the DP, dealer principal. Do you think this is in a good shape? Because why I am asking this question means some RSMs or new regional sales managers or the area managers are newly joining. I came to know that they are pressuring the dealers huge to achieve their target and to achieve the market share. So they are giving enormous pressure to the dealership and the DPs. So how do you think whether it is in a good shape?
Very difficult to answer that because whatever side of the coin you see, everybody would feel that they are right, and yes, that is where the problem is.
I have met a person, he is a general manager of a dealership, he is nearly around 50 above, 50 maybe 55 above maybe. But the TSM or the ASM, the person who is sitting in front of him with a laptop, he is maybe around 25 to 28, maximum maybe 30. So it is just like a grandfather and grandson relation like that. So how this is? There is a generation gap in between them. This person, he is working in hierarchy mode. He wants to command the dealership. But the person working in the dealership as a general manager working for the dealership, he is a senior person, experience-wise and age-wise. So how you think this age-wise problem and the generation gap, how it will be? Think it will be a matured one. What is your answer for this?
So that is where FADA is coming. FADA is regularly writing to OEM that dealers are their partners. They say that it's a franchisee and not an agent, so you should treat us. So there should be some creative freedom given to us to decide. So no doubt numbers are required, but don't put a process of an SOP where even you tell us what manpower to keep, what vehicle to keep, what infrastructure to put, what fund to do, and then you say that you are not working. Because whatever you said I am doing, if the retails are not happening, it's not my fault. Because you only interview the manpower what we keep. You only tell me how many manpower I want. You even tell me how many square feet a toilet should be in my showroom. And then in the end, you blame the dealer that you are not doing enough to do the retail. Because when there is nothing in control of me, how can you blame an after effect of the input you want to give it?
And my another question is, why multi-brand dealership? If you take Dubai, Middle East countries, multi-brand cars are there. If you go all under one roof, all brand under one roof. So why this concept is not available in India? So how FADA is, if there is any chance for multi-brand dealership in India? New car showrooms are closed within 4 to 5 years. I have met a DP in south part of Tamil Nadu. Within 4 to 5 years, the dealership has been terminated by sending a single mail. So he is saying that I am not supported. The OEMs are sending various reasons to the dealers. Your performance sales numbers are not there. Your fund management plan, there is no enough fund. They are saying lot of reasons. But within 4 to 5 years, terminating a dealership in the local area, because if you take a tier 3 city, it is a big concern in that area. It is giving lot of employment to the local people. So if you're terminating a dealership within 4 to 5 years, how you are looking into this, whether it is acceptable one, how you are supporting in for those kind of dealers? So, hi friends, today we are going to meet Mr. Vinkesh Gulati. So, Mr. Gulati is the president of FADA, Federation of Automobile Dealers Association, and he is playing an important role with FADA, and he is associated with FADA for the past 10 years. So, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati is also a dealer for Mahindra and Bajaj Automobiles, and he is running the dealership in the name of United Automobiles. And he is also running educational institution in Allahabad and Greater Noida. So, sir, welcome to our channel.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Basically, this interview is about how FADA is supporting the dealers in the automobile industry. We are facing due to this pandemic, dealers are facing difficulty in surviving in the market. So, based on the discussion is based on that only, sir. So, when and why FADA is started? What are the roles and responsibilities of FADA, sir?
So we are into 54th year of FADA, the Federation of Automobile Dealer Association, and this association was formed because it started with there were a lot of growth of manufacturing of cars in India, and obviously with them came the dealerships to represent them in every nook and corner of India. So overall, as of today, FADA is an apex body of all India dealers. We are the only body, and we represent some 26,500 dealers on the ground. Oh. And to be specific, so dealers are the only organization which employ people at their own home without displacing them, and are continuous in a process of you can say upskilling them. So you'll find a lot of people going to the dealership to learn things like Guru Shishya Wala Chela, so that people come in, make ustad of the mechanics, and they learn and slowly upgrade themselves from a helper to a trainee technician, and then to a technician. And then our team helps them to become more employable in the industry and plus required for our jobs also. So we do a major role. So overall, we employ some 45 lakh people all over India, and which is directly employed with us. There are a lot of people who are on contract basis also, which is around 25 lakhs. So we apply direct or indirect around 70 lakh employees. So one of the biggest retail industry which employs so many people. So overall, this association was formed to represent the dealers to the manufacturers and to government wherever our going was getting tough.
Yes, sir. Sir, FADA is only for new car dealers, or used car dealers also associated with FADA? Only new?
FADA is only for authorized dealers, which are new car. I'll not say new car, it's new dealers, new vehicle dealers.
New vehicle dealers.
We represent dealership from two-wheeler to truck. So basically anything which you find has tires and motors,
Okay.
and is driven on road. So all the dealers are our partners,
Yes, sir.
including commercial equipment, commercial vehicles, tractors, three
That
wheelers,
is
two
everything.
wheelers, trucks, cars, everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, how FADA is helping or guiding its dealers and DPs, dealer principals, to success in this business? Automobile business nowadays is a very challenging business due to the high input cost and the manpower cost, rental cost. So, dealers are struggling. So, how FADA is helping its or guiding its dealers for the success of business in this industry nowadays?
So I'm thankful you have set the tone right. It's a
Yes.
very, very complex business. And this is not one business. If we think we do sales, which means we are a retailer, we do service, which means we are a workshop or an industrialist because we repair things. And overall, all put together, we are into creating satisfaction or happiness in customers' life. So we have different type of role, and even a small dealer who sells around 50 vehicles need to employ at least 100 people to satisfy those 50 vehicle retail every month. And our relationship with customer doesn't end as you sell the vehicle. It continues till the time he maintains that vehicle and sells it off. So means any vehicle I sell, I create a relationship with that customer for at least 5 years or 7 years till he retains. So because I service those vehicles also. So overall, it's a very complex business, and but it's a very, very challenging and very, very interesting business. So people who like challenging goals, who want to really try their thing in entrepreneurship, this is the best thing in. And as it is not a very monotonous or a line industry line business, you can be creative at a very minute level also and at a core level also. So yes, this is a challenging business, but FADA is as a process tries to handle each and every one of the dealers. So practically, like learning is a continuous subject. Even if you are a dealer of 30 years, there'll be something changes, disruption happening in auto retail, which you will want to come to know. And the kind of compliances the dealers have to go through. We have GST, we have TCS, we have TDS, we have information to be given to income tax officer about sale of vehicle. Then there are a lot of other government RTO responsibilities on us. So there are so many compliances and they change so often that FADA organizes a lot of learning seminars for them. So like when GST came in, we did a 2-year long, every month one seminar for first to the dealership level, then to the accountant level, then to the sales manager level, so that they can understand the nitty-gritty and all this. Latest labor laws have changed. FADA has again done these seminars on that. Electric vehicle is coming. The kind of changes a dealer need to adapt to such changes is what we are regularly practicing. And last but not the least, the things like retail of future is coming, where we are seeing more digital trends coming in. Customers' physical presence at dealership going less and digital inquiries going in. So a lot of disruptions are happening where FADA pitches in to share the best practices with the dealer, do the training, hand-holding, and wherever somebody is stuck on a specific case with the government or with the manufacturer, even pitching in there with our legal advisory or non-legal advisory to support to take them out of those concerns and help them out.
So how FADA is guiding a beginner? If a new person want to start a bike dealership, main dealership or a car dealership, so how FADA is guiding that beginner to start the dealership business in his region? So please tell me about that, sir.
So we run some FADA mentor program. Whenever a new person wants to start a dealership, he can write to us or go to our website and connect with us. We handhold him in all the compliances what are needed on the ground reality, starting from what are the laws which are governed in that specific state for which he has to need a permission. There are municipal corporation, then there are RTO, which is trade plate, then insurance services needed for his infrastructure and manpower and third party liabilities. Then what are the ratios which he should fix on productivity, on efficiency. How should you run that? And if he is weak at some special thing, like if he is weak at maintaining accountancy, receivables, GST, we have our support system to support him on detailing on each and every aspect wherever he needs. So we become a one-stop shop. If he comes to us, we work as a consultant also, as a big brother also, as a hand holding also, so that he at least is aware of what are the nitty gritties, and then he can take action on his own decision based on which place he is trying to set up a new shop.
Yes, sir. I understand. Okay, sir. Well said. Sir, actually, in the current day scenario, if a person wants to start a car dealership business in India or in any states in parts of India, so what will be the minimum required investment to start a car dealership business or a bike dealership business in India?
Very frankly, everything depends on if you actually own the land or not. So if one has their own land and building, so obviously that's a major investment which was called for. If you don't have it, then obviously the rental is there. So I'll not talk about that because that will differentiate between city to city, location to location. That you'll have to add it up. But overall, a car dealership will need around 4 to 5 crores of investment in the vehicle. So maybe the infrastructure will cost around 2 to 3 crores and 1 crore for equipment, the initial spare parts kit and all those. So 3 to 4 crores, which will be the fixed expense which will happen. And then another, depending on which car dealership he's taking. So on the working capital, another 2-3 crores. So all put together, if he has 6 to 7 crores and a good CIBIL rating where can get good loan from bank for the working capital, he can start a business from 5 to 7 for a car dealership. But obviously the land and building will depend on the location. If it is a metro, obviously it will be very high cost. If it's a tier 1, tier 2 town, you can reduce on that way. Similarly, if you talk on the two-wheeler front, you will need less of infrastructure. So all put together, you can start a business in 1.5 to 2 crores. And depending upon the company and the numbers you want to sell it. So if you are seeing the productivity, or you can say the project report of 400 or 500 vehicle, obviously you'll have to keep some 600 vehicles. So starting from 500 to 600 vehicles, keeping seeing the market go. So overall, you will have to keep 25% of that money also in it, so that you can get it financed 75% from the government. So all put together, in a 2 crore or 3 crore, you can start a two-wheeler dealership. On a 5 to 7 crore, you can start a car dealership.
In the current day scenario, due to the pandemic, market has also come down, and if you take the dealers, their investment cost is very high. They are paying the interest also high, manpower cost is high. In this scenario, if a person starting a car dealership business or a two-wheeler dealership business in nowadays in India or any part of the states, so whether he will succeed in the market?
See, the success is a very difficult thing to predict. So there are chances of success and there are chances of, I'll not say not succeeding, but succeeding in times to come. So a dealership sometimes comes up and from the first year, they are viable. So like if anybody would have taken Kia dealership, they have taken the dealership in 3 months, the viability started and they could break even in a year or two. But there would be other dealerships, once you take the dealership, the local atmosphere, the local situation, the competition situation of core dealer and the market dynamics normally takes a longer time. So any dealership takes around 3 to 5 years to break even. But overall, yes, because of the COVID, there are a lot of issues cropping up. The overheads have increased, the availability of vehicles have decreased. So you are not able to sell as the customer is. So lucky if somebody is joining a new dealer today, the demand is not an issue, but the supply is an issue. The overheads and the manpower cost is a big issue along with interest cost. But I feel if a person has chosen the manufacturer judicially, the place judicially, and is made a project report with actual figures and not what OEMs normally exaggerate and tell you a market of 50, they'll say you'll sell 100. So if a person who is entering a dealership judicially finds out what actual market is and invests around to that, this is a business where if you are genuine, if you have your funds, you will never fail. Maybe it will take your time, maybe a 1 year later, 2 year later to come back or see the market. But this is a business where a genuine person with good financial acumen will be successful.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. In this, you have said a good businessman. You have told. So recently, I have heard that big players like TVS and related to them also in South Tamil Nadu, they have closed the dealership. If TVS is a giant in automobile industry, they are having enough funds, crores and crores of funds they are having. So these people, why they are quitting? So because you have told that the funds is not a problem, but people are having a very good funds source of finance. So why these people are quitting from the automobile business?
See, in India, basically these dealerships are more father and son stores, a family stores. So if you count 100 dealership, you will find only 10, 15 dealership is controlled by a corporate. The majority of dealerships, you will find local father seeing it, grandfather, father, and then son. A very, very close-knit family managing a dealership. So the concept of corporates doing it and the concept of corporate, why do they go out or why do they come in, is a very, very different scenario. So if I talk about TVS is in a business where their EBITDA is more than 15%. They have a lot of other places where they can invest and earn more than what the dealership is. And they have moved out of the dealership just a year back, which has seen last 2 years of really bad momentum in the market. So for them, entering a business and going out is not a emotional decision. That's a business decision. That's a investment decision. So it's same like shares. You expect a share to earn 10%, and if it is earning 3, 4, 5%, you will move out. But if I've invested in a share because I own it and I want the return, for me 3% is also good because it is keeping me afloat. I'll wait for that 10% time to come. So individual dealers normally stick to the dealership and they don't move out and move out because they know there's a cycle for every business, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, it will go down, you will come up. So when the going is good, which is 5 to 8 years, you have to save yourself so much that when it is down, you cover it up. But so some players like TVS, not even TVS, there are other players who have moved out of industry. We have seen some approximately 500 to 700 dealers shutting shop 2 years back. So 300, 400 around 1.5 years, and then slowly like TVS shutting shop. But this doesn't give the overall you can say image of pure dealership, because dealerships are still coming in, and you will find every day a new ad coming in for some OEM who wants a dealer, and every OEM ad you will find at least 50, 100 applications going to apply for that.
Yes, sir.
This is a very glamorous business, and
Now the used car market is also booming. They are saying it's 5 cars. If one car is new car is selling, 5 used cars are selling. They are saying like that. What about the used car industry? Lot of internet-based companies like Cars 24, a lot of Skinny, lot of companies are coming into the used car business. So if you take, I'm in Chennai, if you take Cars 24 in Chennai, they are giving very good high price for the used cars in Chennai. So normally here, if you take Chennai market, people want to sell the car in Cars 24 because they are giving high. So how you are tackling this? Because you are also, customers are also coming to your showroom. So how you are tackling this type of price related issues?
see, our type of business and these online aggregator type of business is very different. No doubt it does affect our business also. But frankly, they have huge capital. You have huge investors backing them up. And for them, it is not per vehicle profit or a business profit. It's more of a valuation game, what they play. And slowly and steadily, once they had got so many customers or so many vehicle in their foray, then they'll obviously have to control that. So this is the time when everybody has jumped in, and OLX, your Cars 24 and Car Deco, will find a lot of players jumping into this bandwagon because this is one bandwagon. And additionally, I'll tell you, the used car market 3, 4, 5 years back was 70% or 80% under unorganized players. The dealers or the organized players were using only 20%. So there were so what this we say that is B2B, which is business to business. Then there were business to to customer, where customers were selling it to their neighborhood vehicle or whoever they knew as a friend, and then came to customer to broker. So, and then this was and slowly and steadily you will see now a bit reduced, but you will see every petrol pump owner having some 4 cars standing.
Yes.
Every space where there is a space, 10 cars standing with a triangle above them, used cars sold. But practically those were not very transparent type of a business. You cannot be sure about what you are buying that vehicle. Is it the exact what is being shown? So that is where we dealers came into that. If somebody is coming to our dealership to buy a used car, we had that service history to prove that this is a genuine used car for them. And that was a confidence level what they got. So now what digital aggregators are doing, they are not able to catch hold of customers who are still coming to the dealers, but obviously they are affecting the used car broker market, where people are moving out of them and going to the digital aggregator. What positive is this? Because of all this hype, the unorganized players, or where the transparency was a major issue, is not now slowly wiping out. This will mature the market, and overall it will become a big business for OEM dealers like us and the aggregate dealers also. And these non-organized players may join hand with some organized. So there are 3-4 types of used car businesses what are going around. They'll have their franchise and then become organized, and then they'll come into foray. So it's a good thing. Whenever such disruption happen, it normally increases the market a lot. And initially it may feel like that they are eating our pie, but actually they increase the pie so much that we also get a better portion of it.
Yes, sir, I understand. I understand. So the next question is the relationship between OEM and dealership, or the DP, dealer principal. Do you think this is in a good shape? Because why I am asking this question means some RSMs or new regional sales managers or the area managers are newly joining. I came to know that they are pressuring the dealers huge to achieve their target and to achieve the market share. So they are giving enormous pressure to the dealership and the DPs. So how do you think whether it is in a good shape?
So very difficult to answer that, because whatever side of the coin you see, everybody would feel that they are right, and
Yes.
that is where the problem is. We are in a business where numbers are the most important thing.
So it's a
If
number
we
game.
don't sell good numbers, we are not viable. And if we don't sell good numbers, the manufacturer will not be happy with us. But the tackling or having a good personal relationship and pushing professionally, this is a very you can say a situation which normally is difficult to handle with the new kind of breed coming into OEMs as a ASM or the immediate level of entry. And it takes time for them to understand that they may have passed an MBA or an engineering, but they are talking to a person who has the experience of 20 years.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I have met a person, he is a general manager of a dealership. He is nearly around 50 above. 50, maybe 55 above, maybe. But the TSM or the ASM, the person who is sitting in front of him with a laptop, he is maybe around 25 to 28, maximum maybe 30. So it is just like a grandfather and a grandson relation like that. So how this is? There is a generation gap between them. This person, he is working in a hierarchy mode. He want to command the dealership. But the person working in the dealership as a general manager working for the dealership, he is a senior person, experience-wise and age-wise. So how you think this age-wise problem and the generation gap, how it will be? Think it will be a matured one? What is your answer for this?
I actually told you it's a very difficult situation. Yes. To say that this is possible or not. But frankly, things are changing. So I'm not saying the relationship is at its best today, but overall the things are changing, and I feel it will take some more time for them to understand. So that is where FADA is coming. FADA is regularly writing to OEMs that dealers are their partners. They say that it's a franchisee and not an agent, so you should treat us. So there should be some creative freedom given to us to decide. So no doubt numbers are required, but don't put a process of an SOP where even you tell us what manpower to keep, what vehicle to keep, what infrastructure to put, what fund to do, and then you say that you are not working. Because whatever you said I am doing, if the retails are not happening, it's not my fault, because you only interview the manpower what we keep. You only tell me how many manpower I want. You even tell me how many square feet a toilet should be in my showroom. And then in the end, you blame the dealer that you are not doing enough to do the retail, because when there is nothing in control of me, how can you blame an after effect of the input you want to give it to me? So, and the problem is the matured guys still understand, they value the experience or gray hair knowledge of the dealers. But these youngsters take some time, and till the time they do, they actually create a negative relationship between them and the dealer, which affects them. And as FADA, what we are trying to push is that we have experiences where a lot of young blood who were MBA came down to join the father's business, and in a year and two they just left and said, we cannot work like this, we don't have any freedom to do any job. So we have to even be told about what every step we have to do. So they don't need me, they need a robot. And if they need a robot, why should I join a business, and where should I use my MBA creativeness? So this is a problem, and practically we are going through that. But I feel it will take some time for OEMs. So a lot of OEMs do understand this kind of issue, but they also are going through a lot of attrition. And when they get the new manpower, they are not still able to train them in the right situation.
Why multi-brand dealership? If you take Dubai, Middle East countries, multi-brand cars are there. If you go all under one roof, all brand under one roof. So why this concept is not available in India? So how FADA is, if there is any chance for multi-brand dealership in India?
See, the multi-brand dealership is a concept which has been discussed along. There are a lot of brands which do try, but the confidence of being a success is practically not there with any of the OEM. And
Sir, sorry to interrupt. If you take these white goods, these consumer goods, if I am going to a leading dealership, Tata Chroma outlet or any Reliance Digital, I can go for any vehicle. Samsung is available, Sony is available, everything is available. If you bring that, customers will come and he will select at least anything for the sake of the visit. At least he will select. For this dealers, profitability also will get increased, conversion will get happen. More possibility for the more retail now, sir.
Mr. Joseph, actually, you are right. But see, I told you this is a very complex business. A vehicle, if you are buying a Hyundai Creta and a Kia Seltos, even if you keep both beside, you will find a lot of things which are different. So if you are going to buy a TV, you select LG or Samsung or anything. It's there in front of you, and the end result is not the TV. End result is the viewing and the sound. Whereas the end result of a customer is a relationship in a vehicle, because he needs 20 odd things from a vehicle, and maybe it will be different for you and different for me. So like a product which is very, very successful, 1 year waiting, and one of the customers says that I don't like the driving seat, because I don't like when I sit on the driving seat and I drive, I don't like that posture. And that vehicle still has some 50,000 booking pending, 1 lakh, 1 year waiting period. Then to a customer can say that. So what hitch or what resistance this manufacturer has, that when there are a lot of product in a showroom, the kind of focus a salesman will do or a dealer will do will diminish. So the customer will, once he enters, he sees 4 kind of product and he has to decide between 4. So he may not be able to get the best of what he wants, because for a salesman, any one vehicle sold is work done. So overall, as FADA, we don't agree to that. What we are saying that India is matured market. The customers nowadays goes online, checks all the features, test drives all the features. So if he does at 4 places, why can't he do all the test drive at one place also? But as of now, the manufacturers are not agreeing to that. You can see like Volkswagen, Volkswagen, Skoda, and Audi. They're all one company. They still have three dealerships in India. If they combine those three dealerships at places, maybe their customer reach will increase, their profitability will increase. But still there, because that's a concept what India is doing. And normally it starts with the leader. The Maruti as a leader doesn't allow that. So though whatever new manufacturers are coming, they just pass on that. We are trying, but haven't yet got any positive, you can say positive support from any of the manufacturers.
Showrooms are closed within 4 to 5 years. I have met a DP in south part of Tamil Nadu. Within 4 to 5 years, the dealership has been terminated by sending a single mail. So he is saying that I am not supported. The OEMs are sending various reasons to the dealers. Your performance sales numbers are not there. Your fund management, there is no enough fund. They are saying lot of reasons. But within 4 to 5 years, terminating a dealership in the local area, because if you take a tier 3 city, it is a big concern in that area. It is giving lot of employment to the local peoples. So if you're terminating a dealership within 4 to 5 years, how you are looking into this, whether it is acceptable one, how you are supporting in for those kind of dealers?
See, one is a long run project and one is a instant product. Obviously, such cases which come in, we do step in. If the dealer has not been given show cause notice or not been given you can say judicial way of representing himself, we do push in the companies, we do talk about with the companies. But normally there are a lot of things which is not in open between two parties. So we normally handhold each other, we try to become an arbitrator. But there are a lot of things which which create problem when such mediation happens. But we try. On a long run, we are working on some regulation which should protect the auto dealers. We had already represented this to Ministry of Heavy Industries, MSME industries, because we are part of MSME also, and even to DPIIT because we are retail, so we come under commerce. And discussions have started that there should be some regulation, some executive order, or some act which supports the franchises in India, where such kind of one-sided view shouldn't be done. There should be a proper process of like term of agreement, should be minimum 3 years or 5 years. If they have to terminate a dealer, they should at least give 90 days or 6 months notice, depending on what investment is. And even if they terminate, they'll have to take responsibility of the investment done because of that OEM in that dealership, of the infrastructure, CII norms, the spares and the vehicle. So we all trying to push that. No doubt it's not a one-day job. I had taken, when I became president, I took this baton and I'm pushing it. Slowly, steady, we already had some 4-5 secretary level, joint secretary level discussions. We'd already presented to Mr. Mahendranath Pandey, Heavy Industry, and Mr. Piyush Goyal also. So we are pushing towards that. It will take some time, but once that Franchise Act or some regulation is there in the market, such things, I'm not saying that things won't happen. Such things will still happen because this is a business. Yes. Tying up and breaking the tie, you cannot stop it. Somebody, even as a dealer, if I'm not seeing senses within manufacturer, will resign. So that's there. But the process which is one-sided today, the dealer agreements which are one-sided today, we are trying to implement a model dealer agreement also, and on the other hand, we are trying to have some regulation which protects the dealers.
Same brand giving so many dealership for any within 10 kilometers or 15-20 kilometers. What is your opinion about that?
So, Mr. Joseph, thanks for studying the dealership community so closely. To be very frank, like I said, it's two sides of coin. The OEMs thinks that there is a market which my dealer is not able to approach, not able to capture. Or then second thing what he thinks is the competition. So if there are 5 dealers of Maruti, Hyundai will think I need minimum 3 because Maruti is 50%, I am 23%, so my percentage market share should go on number of dealers also. And then there is one worst group in every organization which is known as channel development team, which has only one job to find out wherever the they can have an opportunity of opening an outlet or a dealer, because that is their job, that is their KRA. So obviously, but on the other hand, Mr. Joseph, there are good dealers also who cover their market well. You'll find in all the OEMs, one dealer who's expanding heavily, 5 dealerships, 10 dealerships, even one dealer quote 10 districts, 7 districts. On the other hand, you'll find one dealer having only one city, then two is finding other dealers coming in. So it depends dealer to dealer, but overall there are still 10% of wrong decisions also which happen, which mostly happen because of the OEM's biased nature or some policy which you cannot help. So like I told you, we are working on that regulation on the act. We have also put in there that if a new dealer has to come into my exclusive area, a proper approval has to be taken by the current dealer. So we are hopeful that if we are able to get this implemented, so at least those 10% issues will go away. No doubt the dealership will still come, because if an OEM comes to me and says that I'm not able to maintain the market share, you take another dealership, or I'll give it to somebody else.
Monopoly type of showroom and a big service infrastructure, manpower cost. So 5 to 6% margin, whether it is really a good, we are able to run the business successfully.
Mr. Joseph, try one thing. Just send a WhatsApp to all your friends that an OEM dealership is available. You see, there'll be 100 messages to you. Please get me the dealership.
Yeah.
So, like I told you, this is a very glamorous business.
Yes, sir.
There are many places where you can earn a lot of money, but the respect this dealership business gives is limited to few. Second, 5 to 6% margin is obviously very, very low for a business, but our business is more on turnover.
Yes.
So if we have invested some 6 to 8 crores on a dealership, and other is obviously taken it from bank loan or channel funding, and we are able to earn even 2 crores every month. With that 5-6%, the kind of turnovers we have, the service setup is good, the used car business is good. And if we are even able to earn 2 crores, which is a 30% ROI, and 30% ROI, I don't see any business in India giving it. This is the only business. So like I told you, you should have at least one thing, land or building or the finances. If you don't have a land or building, you have put on heavy rent, you have put on heavy interest cost. Manpower is one cost which you cannot avoid, because that is their productive thing. You cannot avoid that. So if these three things, which is around 90% or 85% of our expenses, if all the three things is here and one is owned by you, maybe funds or your land and building, this is not a business for you to be in. This 5 and 6% will slowly die down and you will be out. But if you have your land and building, this is one of the best business, and even given any bad month also, you will at least have 10%, bad year also, you will have at least 10% ROI if you are judicially or actually involved in this business. So I haven't seen any good dealer shutting shop. I've seen dealers expanding a lot and then shutting shop, because while expanding aggressively, they lost the way. They stopped thinking the way they were doing when they were running one dealership or two dealerships. So you'll find many groups going from 1 to 10 and then moving out of the system.
How far digitalization helping in automobile business? And another connected with the other questions, OEMs are always saying dealerships not following the SOP. They are doing on their own. So this is the main thing I am hearing. So can you please answer for both the questions?
So digital as of now is only helping us, I'll say on the inquiry front, is only helping us to have more inquiries today, because customers are using digital sources, websites, apps, and WhatsApp and all that. So it's easy to get more inquiry than from a walk-in or a field in. But obviously those skill ratio of those inquiries are bad. It's not as great as a reference or walk-in, but at least you have a pool to play around and convert. So that is one only place what we see is happening. There are a lot of things what people are saying that online retail will happen from 0 to Z. I don't believe that, because still there is one company which is trying today, and you see the kind of customer negativity is there. But overall, I feel our 40-50% of the interaction will customer to go digital or online. But still, the test drive, the physical touch and feel, the final physical delivery will still continue. On the other hand, the digital thing, what is supporting us, where is automation is happening. There are a lot of manual jobs which are removing off, still in the process. So we are moving out of manpower mistakes happening. Like you said, lots of SOP not being followed. So wherever digital is come, auto things are happening. So obviously these manpower inefficiency or mistakes are not happening. See, this is a very manpower intensive work, and we are not robots, like I told you. If a person is doing 20 job cuts a day or 10 job cuts a day, you can easily believe in one or two he'll forget his full SOP. He's not a robot, he's a human. And maybe the customer sitting in front is so good to him that he even forgets sign officer. It happens. So there are ways when you have so much trust on customer, you will leave the vehicle without payment and pay it from your pocket to the dealership if the policy is not there. So there are a lot of SOPs issues which come, but digital now is helping us in automating a lot of things and maintaining these processes. So overall, what I say, to be very frank, we cannot be robots. So any SOP OEMs gives, we cannot do 100% on 100% of the vehicle. There will be mistakes. And so what I always request OEMs and everything, that we should shift to more digital things. So if a customer has come in to buy a vehicle, why not let him fill these registration detail on an app, which automatically links to DMS and we get the billing done. So if there is any mistake, that's a mistake of the customer. And basically, when I type my name, I'll never do a mistake because that is my name. But for a salesman, it would be one of the 100 name or an EDP clerk for him. So even my address will be unique to me. So I'll not make any mistake. So if I want exact vehicle number or something, I'll put everything. So even if I go for a job card, if I am allowed to make a job card, I reach a vehicle, the dealership, I am myself putting that these are the jobs I have to do. And in that app only, as I put the job card, the service advisor updates the estimate and he approves it. There's no point of concern going there. You save the paper, you save the time, you save the problem in between, because customer had itself given 4 things. If now my advisor will not able to get those 4 things, that is my fault. But there would be issue and he'll say, yeah, I gave it to you that you have to do this, but sir, you haven't given in the paper. No, I called you up and told you. So now the issue crops. So the ambiguity has to be wiped off. Things which can be easily shifted to digital and human intervention can be stopped. I feel that is the way forward. Using RFD in workshops when vehicle come in, auto message of vehicle coming in, and auto job card created as the RFD vehicle has come in, the customer can do it. Auto message to the body show floor supervisor that this vehicle is coming in with these jobs, is preparing the technician. I feel that is the future.
So you are working for this Auto Dealers Protection Act. When it will be get implemented? Chances?
A very, very difficult answer to give you, Mr. Joseph. I would have expected yesterday, but I don't know when tomorrow will come. So I'll try whatever best we can. We are meeting all the member of parliaments. We've done some meeting on 30 member of parliaments. Out of 30, there are some 20 member of parliaments who have written to to the different ministries. There have been 5-10 parliament questions also on that about the distress. So the point is, till the time it is implemented, we'll be working hard on it whenever it would be, because that will be the disruption, the change from the auto retail, which will happen in India for future. And frankly, once it is there, I'm 100% sure our kids, our next generation, which is avoiding to join the business, they'll easily join it happily, and it will be a good thing for us.
Nicely said, sir. And thank you very much for giving your valuable time to give you how the industry is going about that. Thank you very much for explaining all the things to our channel subscribers. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.